Hey guys, it's me, and today's video I just wanted to show you a few things that you can do to upgrade your RTRs and kind of the things that kind of need to be, changed on an RTR, because they, out of the box, usually RTRs come with crappy stuff. They don't really come with very good electronics and stuff, and I'm gonna show you some things that will help with that. Okay, so the first thing that I would usually do to an RTR, the box, or, I mean, you don't have to do this now, but, I mean, it's kind of something that's not really that necessary. I just kind of want to get this one out of the way. It's just the stock body. After a while, your stock body might break down, and, just kind of look, a little bit kind of old. So usually what I do to liven up my stuff, or usually most of my RTRs, is just take off the stock body and put on a custom painted body, because they kind of revamp the vehicle. They kind of make it look like it's a brand new thing, it just makes it look better, to be honest. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for the first one. Okay, so moving on to number 2. I think this one's going to be probably the most basic one of them all, but new tires. So after you run down your stock tires on your RTR, you're going to be on bald tires, and you're going to be driving on bald tires, and that's not really that fun. So usually people will get aftermarket tires or the same tires, but instead of getting the same tires, try to go, if you're trying to go for like a race kind of design, or if you're like going for like a race kind of tread, or it kind of depends on what you're really doing with it, because on a truggy, for instance, you can go with like 8 scale monster truck tires, or you can go with like these racing tires right here. So kind of depends on what you're doing with it. But since I'm racing, I have these Proline Electro shots, and these things they've lasted me a while on the track. I'm surprised that they haven't actually worn off yet, and I've actually looked at Proline's videos about this tread, and apparently it's supposed to be like one of the longest lasting like shot treads or something. I don't know, like in the shot series. But if you do get new tires, they'll most likely grip a lot better, and there's a ton of options you can choose from, like Proline to AKA to like a whole bunch of different stuff, because it'll just make your car handle a lot better. So moving on to number 3. Guys, and before I keep going, I just want to say that I'm not doing this in any particular order, so just kind of take it for what you will. I'll probably at the end I'll say like the least important to like the most important. So this is actually going to be for like the electric vehicles. I'm going to do a nitro one soon, because there's some stuff I want to do for nitro vehicles as well. So anyway, getting on with number 3. Shocks, definitely shocks. Definitely upgrading your shocks will help. Unless they already come with aluminum, then you don't really have to worry about this one. But usually RTRs will come with some pretty they'll come with some okay plastic shocks. But the reason why I actually upgraded to aluminum on this one is because the bore is actually bigger than the plastic ones, and they absorb the shock a lot better, and they drop from the bigger bore shock doesn't allow the chassis to slap as much. So it's pretty good, how that happens. And then like whenever you get bigger bore shocks, you can put lighter weight fluids in there, and it'll do more than like a smaller bore shock wouldn't be able to do. So currently I'm actually running 45 weight in all these shocks all the way around, and the suspension is actually really nice on this. It works well, really nice. So that's it for number 3. Moving on to number 4. Alright guys, so up next in this spot we have batteries and chargers. So usually sometimes electric vehicles won't even come with batteries at all, which in that case, if anyone listening to this right now needs a good battery, they want to know what a good battery is, just look for some good batteries online. I recommend Z brand batteries, because they do make some pretty good stuff, or Power Hobby, whatever you guys want. And also upgrading your battery charger as well, because upgrading your battery charger from this thing, this actually came out of an Exceed vehicle, or what is it, the Mad Torque crawler. Yeah, so definitely upgrade your charger, because especially if you do some if you're out on the track, you know, or if you even go to a track or wherever you're at and you have like electric source I guess, whenever you need to charge your batteries, you can charge them up easier on a faster charger rather than these crappy 8-hour chargers. So yeah, so that's I'm gonna cover it for that one. And moving on to the next up, guys, we have Servo. So usually in RTRs, the servos that come in them can either be really good or they can be subpar, which is, it's really a hit or miss. There's really no in between. Well, sometimes, very rarely, will you get a very in between, really kind of nice servo, you know. But this one's actually upgraded. The one that came in here was actually pretty good. The torque was actually really strong. It was actually really strong, but I just chucked it out because I think I needed it for something else. But this servo right here, it's an LW20. I'm kind of reading it upside down, but it's a Power HD. It has an aluminum steering horn as well, which I also recommend you get whenever whenever you do upgrade your servo. So whenever you do look for servos online, or at your local hobby shop, make sure you know the specs. This one has a transient speed at 0.108, and it might not be so fast, but like, I think it's actually decently fast, but it's good enough for me, and I don't really want a crazy insane fast servo, but it can do 20 kgs worth of torque, 20 kilograms of torque, which for something like of this application, it's definitely it's necessary, because these big tires are really heavy. Oh, they're not really so heavy, but they need to be moved by a powerful servo. So yeah, that's gonna be it for the servo. Okay, so moving on, we have radio or radio system, and also maybe receiver system. But you know, definitely radio system might be one to upgrade down the line. Mostly because if you have a lot of RCs, kind of like I do, on a better radio like this Spectrum DX5C, which I actually got for my birthday, voice crack there, you can actually store multiple vehicles on this. And some people who don't really know too much about crazy nice radios, there's a lot more that you can do on these, more than you can do like on a basic 2-channel, 3-channel radio. Like this one has, you know, you got a whole bunch of trims. Well, I mean, you get that with pretty much any basic anything, but you can actually adjust brakes like with this F dial or F switch right here, and you can do a whole bunch of stuff. Like, look at this, and it even has an LCD screen, so you kind of know what you're looking at. So it's actually on buggy. So here's actually the model memory feature I actually wanted to show you guys. So as you can see, I have 3 vehicles on here. I have my Nitro 8, my buggy, and my Truggy, which I'm actually going to switch to right now. And you can see all your steering trims, your throttle trims, and your brakes, and your auxiliary. And if we go down here, you can do a whole bunch of stuff like your race, your exponential, timer, binding, mixing. You know, it's just a whole bunch of stuff you can do with it, and it's actually pretty cool. And I recommend you get something like cheaper, like a DX5C, because for anyone who's just about to upgrade their radio system, I definitely recommend a DX5C because they're high quality. Some people don't really like the big wheel, but you know, if you like big wheels, then definitely check out the DX5C, because it's definitely a nice radio to consider getting. So moving on to the next. Okay guys, so the reason why I'm saying on to the next instead of number whatever, it's kind of lost count halfway through, but anyway, I think this is going to be the last one, guys. So definitely my number one pick, and again guys, this is in no particular order whatsoever, is electronic system. And this kind of ties in with the servo, but this is mostly about ESC and motor. Now, the reason why I put these at the bottom, or at the number 1 spot, the top spot, is because usually RTRs come with their stock. They come with stock electronics. Usually, they won't be very powerful, and whenever you try to run and whenever you try to like race, like I do, they burn up really easily. They don't last for shit. So, I mean, these batteries right here aren't too crazy. They're not insane, but they do. They're kind of middle of the road batteries for racing. But definitely upgrade your motor system at some point. If your electronic system has been working for a while, and whenever it burns out, I recommend changing up to like something better, like a Castle, because kind of basher specs. I mean, I don't know. I just put this motor system in because that's my favorite motor system. Because you can do up to 6S, and I'm only running 4S on it. And that's also another thing too. Whenever you do get a new ESC and motor, make sure the specs are to your what you're going to be running. So like I'm only running for my application, I'm only running 4S through a 6S speed controller, because the reason why I want a 6S speed controller is because I'm running it under the limit, so I can go as hard as I want without really having to worry that it's gonna, it's not being overloaded. Because if I did it on 6S, and if I did it, it might burn up. So yeah, and also know how many amps your speed controller can take as well, if it's sensored or sensorless. I'm only running I'm running a censored system, but it's actually running sensorless right now, because I don't know, I just don't use it. But thanks for watching, guys. Hope you like this video. I hope you guys got something from this video as much as I did, because I've been doing a lot of RTRs for racing. Surprisingly, some people kind of gawk at me and say, but I like to do it my way. So if you guys like this video, definitely click like, and also tell me some video ideas if you want. And if you do tell me a video idea, I will shout you out in the next video. And I will also link your videos, or link your channel in the description. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.